Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as the links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're having a live radio show. We're talking about the Jets. We're talking training camp. We're talking it all. So call in. I take live calls, and I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. So call in. I can't wait to talk to you folks. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about Cam Clark's injury, the New York Jets signing Josh Johnson, and the New York Jets training camp, man. Let's get into it. Listen, there's just so much to talk about. I want to start with Cam Clark. For those of you that may not know, he actually suffered an injury. Initially, it was the Jets' first padded practice, and everybody was just hyped to see the players out there flying around in pads doing their thing. And it was a couple of drills left in the practice, and Cam Clark actually went down. Man, let me tell you something. Everybody was very, very nervous about the situation because they kind of looked over. He wasn't really moving, especially, some of the things that was being reported as well, that he may have lost feeling in his lower extremities. And he was put on a backboard, on a spine board, and put into an ambulance and rushed to the hospital. So everybody's like, man, thoughts and prayers to him. Everybody was wondering what was going on. Well, turns out, goes to the hospital, they run their tests, they do their things, and he just has a spinal contusion, and he's going to be able to fully recover. His father even came out and said, yeah, he's going to be fine. He just had a situation with the spinal contusion. He's going to be all right. He's going to be able to make a full recovery. So that kind of, let everybody, breathe a sigh of relief because, again, that injuries like that, particularly neck injuries, they can be extremely serious. We've seen a lot of players, be crippled by them. Outside of just football, that stuff goes into your life. You can't walk, you can't do certain things. Neck injuries are serious business, okay? So, just hearing that he's going to make his full recovery and he's going to be fine, that just, is great. So I wish nothing but the best to him. Cam, I'm wishing you a speedy recovery, man. Can't wait till you come back and do your thing, so salutes to him. Now I want to move on and talk about Josh Johnson, man. Listen, this signing came just today recently. Listen, the Jets are able to get Josh Johnson in the building he's signed, and I believe he's going to be practicing today. This situation, man, you get this guy in the building. Here's a veteran backup quarterback that you can bring in to help your team along. Now, Josh Johnson been around, all right? He's been in Tampa Bay. He's been in San Francisco. He's been in Cleveland. He's been in Cincinnati. He was with the Jets in 2015. He's been in Indy. He's been in Buffalo. He's been in Baltimore. He's been with the Giants. He's been with Houston. He's been with Oakland. He's been in Washington. He's been in Detroit, okay? This guy, frequent flyer miles are out of the water, okay? This guy has been around, you know what I'm saying? He's been around this league. He's had 8 starts. He's played, in 33 games. So this is a guy that has experience, and this is why this is important. When we came into this offseason, everybody was looking around and saying, okay, what are some of the weaknesses? What are some of the things about this football team that we're still kind of wondering about? How, what can we change? And a lot of people immediately started to point at the backup quarterback position because guess what? We were all worried, hey, can these guys, step up if Zach Wilson goes down? Can these guys, be trusted? Can you trust Morgan and White if things go haywire, with Zach Wilson and maybe he misses 1 or 2 games due to an injury? Can you trust him? They haven't had any starts. James Morgan was on the roster last season. We didn't see anything out of him. We need to get a veteran here. And there was a lot of names flying around. A lot of people talked about a lot of different guys, bringing a lot of different guys in. And, some of those guys ended up signing elsewhere. I remember we were chasing Hoyer for a little bit. He ended up signing elsewhere. So all these guys getting grabbed up and snatched up. And Josh Johnson was a guy whose name was kind of circling, but we didn't go after him initially. And coming into camp, everybody was thinking, hey, it just seems like the Jets are pretty comfortable with White and Morgan, and we're just going to let it fly that way. And boom, Joe Douglas makes the move, bring in Josh Johnson. Now, here's the deal with this. First off, yes, he's going to help us. If Zach Wilson misses some time, Josh Johnson's going to be able to step in and keep this offense afloat. Now, listen, he's not going to be like Aaron Rodgers or nothing like that, but he's going to be a guy that's going to come in. He's a veteran guy. He's not going to kill you with a ton of mistakes, throw a bunch of interceptions, nothing like that. No, he's going to make the play that's going to be there and let that be. You know what I'm saying? He's going to just keep your offense pedaling forward. Now, the other thing that he does as well is, as a veteran quarterback, right, in that quarterback room, he can help Zach Wilson. Also on the field as well, he can help him too, because Zach can go to him at times. Maybe he's confused about something. Maybe he's a little, confused about maybe some of the coverages that he's seeing. And he can go to Josh and say, hey, man, what are you seeing out there? What do you think I should do? Do you think I should check down to this? How do you think I should handle these situations? And Josh can give his input as a player, because again, the coaching that we have with LaFleur and the guys that we have, I think is going to be solid, right? But there are things that players can only see on the field that coaches cannot. And Josh may be able, to see some of those things. When you look back and when we had Sam Darnold, okay, early we gave him Josh McCown, and that did a world's good for Sam Darnold. It really did, before we went on to destroy him. It did a world's good for Sam Darnold, because Sam was able to lean on Josh McCown at times, to mentally help himself prepare. And also he was able to lean on him in that quarterback room. You know what I'm saying? When things were maybe not going as well for Sam, Sam was able to go to Josh and be like, hey, what are you seeing? What do you think I should do? How do you think I should handle this situation? We would always see Josh immediately meet Sam on the sidelines, whether it be a good play or a bad play, to really go over what was going on to prepare for the next drive. And that's huge for a young quarterback. You want to be able to help a young quarterback as much as possible. So salute to Joe Douglas for doing that as well and bringing in Josh Johnson. We're going to see him go out there and compete and really put some pressure on Morgan and White, for this backup quarterback position. So we'll see how that pans out. Now, when you look at this training camp situation, it's been going pretty well, all right? Training camp has been pretty hype. I ain't gonna lie to you. We've got a lot of reports, a lot of footage, a lot of film, a lot of great talking about a lot of players. You look at this situation, I'm gonna start with the offense first, because this guy I'm super impressed with and I'm excited about. Elijah Moore. I think every single day somebody's talking about some of the plays that he's making, what he's doing out there, how he's impressing everybody. I mean, this kid is going to be something. He's really going to, I think, have an impact this season, and we're going to really see, him come about, especially with the rapport that him and Wilson are building on and off the field. But on the field, you're seeing the connection between Moore and Wilson really get strong. He's finding him quite a bit in practice for TDs as well. He's beating some of our corners too. You look at Wilson. Wilson has looked solid as well. He had a bad day, I believe, his first practice back. But ever since then, he's been all right, man. He's been pretty solid. So we're going to see him continue to build and, put things together out there. Defensively, though, let me tell you something. My dude Carl Lawson is beasting. My dude Carl Lawson is beasting, okay? He is out there putting things together. Every single day they're going, hey, man, if this was a real game, that would have been a sack, this would have been a sack, that would have been a sack. He is right there, dude. And this is why I'm so excited about him, is because we finally have a legitimate pass rusher. And also the competition between Becton and Lawson, the battle that they're having is big too, because, it's just all about building together and getting better together. So here you have Becton, who's blocking Lawson on a daily basis. He's going up against one of the better pass rushers in the league. Then you got Lawson, who in turn is going against one of the better offensive linemen in this league. You know what I'm saying? In his second year, putting things together, ready to go. So I'm hyped, man. The Jets look good. We're extremely solid. This camp is really, progressing and things are working out. So salutes to everybody. Listen, comment down below, let me know what you folks think. How do you feel about this Cam Clark situation? Now that we all know he's going to be all right and make a full recovery. What are your thoughts about that? What are your thoughts about the Jets bringing in Josh Johnson? I really want to hear about that from you folks. And how do you folks feel about training camp so far? Who do you folks feel is going to really be a stud? You know what I'm saying? So let me know. Comment down below, folks. Let me know what you think. You folks have a good one. Peace.